There. Da 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 da. Now picture the graphic coming up. There we go. Best show ever. Hi everybody, it's Wednesday, the 4th day of July, 2018. And Wake Up Wenatchee Valley is on the air only 5 minutes and 22 seconds late, which for us is a new record. Happy birthday, America. 242 years old today. Last year on this date, we didn't do a show. We didn't do Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We committed to do a show today, and we're glad that we did because there's a lot to get to. It was a busy news afternoon. A lot of things happened all of a sudden yesterday, specifically fire-related. We are going to give you the latest on the Baird fire out there in the Palisades area here in just a couple of minutes. In fact, we're going to give you a live shot of what we can see here in just a few minutes. We also have that all-important weather forecast for this Independence Day if you're going to be out and about at Walla Walla Point Park or just hanging around with family and friends, barbecuing and setting off a few fireworks where it's legal to do so. We'll have that all-important weather forecast. You notice it's a beautiful morning right now. The clouds are going to be increasing, and it will be cloudy tonight. But the key is wind, and we're not going to have any wind at all to speak of. And that's really good news. Weather forecast is coming up. Sports, Apple Sox dropped a heartbreaker last night, 11 innings. We'll talk about that. We'll do sports, talk about the Apple Sox tough loss to Yakima Valley, but the Mariners won. Good job, Seattle, hottest team in baseball right now. Plus the obscure holiday, which isn't obscure. Today in history, which also isn't so obscure. We also have some 4th of July birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And in the second half of this program, provided we're still on the air, we'll replay the interview that I did with Shiloh Shower from a couple of days ago as we all get ready for the big Let's Have a Blast party down at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park. And also, you're going to see a sneak preview of tonight's program. We will be broadcasting live from the roof of the Town Toyota Center beginning at 9:30 this evening, so you can watch the fireworks at the comfort of your home. And my good friend and producer Megan McPherson and I went out to Walla Walla Point Park over the last few days to tape some features, and we're going to give you a little preview of that coming up in the back half of the hour. Let's take you around north central Washington with our Valley View cameras. As usual, the cross camera begins. And by the way, we're going to have some footage during our newscast of the actual power outage that occurred a couple of nights ago. It's a pretty cool little video. You can't, you want to stay close for that. We actually have video of when the lights went out. So from that camera angle, as a matter of fact. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Happy birthday, America. Camera 2 from Kat says, that is a live shot from the Baird fire. As you can tell, things have calmed down considerably. In fact, we see no smoke at all. I don't see any firefighting. I'm sure there's firefighting equipment out there that we just can't see, either on the mop-up stage or on the wait-and-go kind of a stage. But things have calmed down considerably at the Baird Springs fire. No structures, by the way, damaged, no injuries reported. We'll talk about that when we get to the news, but it looks fine to me right now, doesn't it? We'll give you a juxtaposition of what was going on yesterday afternoon as opposed to right now. That is a live shot of where the fire was yesterday. Doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. Looks to be out for all we can tell. Camera 3, we take a look-see at Lake Chelan. I'm sorry, Kat? Yeah, that's like Lake Chelan. It's Green's Knob, the farthest camera we have up. Lake Chelan. Of course, Manson has a big fireworks show as well tonight. Over Manson Bay, they have a big party with live music. That's a good place to hang out, too. Good morning, Lake Chelan. Good to see you. And finally, camera 4, we take a look-see at Walla Walla Point Park itself, where all the action is. You can actually see the Town Toyota Center. That's where we'll be broadcasting from the roof, so we can shoot the fireworks. We can film the fireworks as they go off tonight at about 9:50. We can be at the same level as the fireworks, and that works out well. You can't really film fireworks live from the ground. We discovered that a couple of years ago. You can see they're beginning to continue to get things set up. The Wenatchee Youth Circus had a performance yesterday. You can see their setup there to the right of your screen. So that's a live shot of Walla Walla Point Park. I'm assuming from our Cougar Ridge camera, and that's Badger Mountain camera, I'm sorry, and that's where all the activity is going to be. You can even see the spit sticking out there where the actual fireworks will be fired off. So that's our tour around the Wenatchee Valley. Let's take a look at that weather forecast from the National Weather Service. And the clouds will be thickening up today. It's increasing clouds as the day progresses. High today of 83. That's just right, exactly normal. That's where we should be. But the clouds are going to be thickening up. And we have a graphic to give you an idea of what we're looking at, kind of an hour-by-hour graphic. Do we have that, Kat? We don't have it. Okay, I'll just tell you then. Sunshine today. By 9, you'll notice the clouds will begin to thicken up. By 2 o'clock, it'll be mostly cloudy skies, and it will remain mostly cloudy skies all the way through the rest of the evening. Not going to affect the fireworks at all. It's going to make things considerably milder. Temperatures will be upper 60s, lower 70s by the time the fireworks themselves are fired off at about 9:50 this evening. But it's a little deceiving right now. You see all that big, beautiful blue sky all over north central Washington. By noon today, it'll be about 50% clouds, 50% sun. And by 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, it will be nothing but clouds. But no wind in the forecast, no rain in the forecast. And then we get high pressure. Look at tomorrow, sunshine and 94. I like that because I'm off tomorrow. That'll be the warmest day of the year so far. Sunshine and 90. On Friday. Then we cool down Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No wind in the forecast, no rain in the forecast, but once again, today, a friendly reminder, don't be deceived. All that sunshine that we have right now is going to be going away, and by late this afternoon, early evening, it will be cloudy skies, but it will be fairly mild. No real complaints about the weather. Just if you want to go out and enjoy some nice warm sunshine on your day off, you might want to do it right now. 11 minutes after the hour, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I will have the latest news, including the latest update on the Baird Springs fire. And we'll also talk about the high fire danger that is out there. When we come back, the program has a new sponsor. We want to thank them very much. We're talking about our friends at Cascade Medical. Train with your physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do, but some The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
RLS Productions presents Concerts in the Gardens held at Omi Gardens this coming summer, featuring the Infinity Project, a Journey tribute band, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, the Peter Rivera Band, and Invisible Touch, a Phil Collins tribute band. The objectives of the series are to increase midweek tourism to the Wenatchee Valley, the development of a world-class series overlooking the Wenatchee Valley, along with awarding annual scholarships to Wenatchee Valley College students. RLS Productions would like to thank their supporters and volunteers for helping make this all possible.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this 4th of July Independence Day. I'm Dan Kuntz. Steve Hare is taking a much-deserved day off. He'll be back tomorrow. It was all hands on deck yesterday afternoon in response to that large brush fire in the Trinidad area. Fire crews from all over the region converged on the fire as part of a state mobilization order. This is a video shared on Facebook by Manson volunteer firefighters responding to the fire. Fire started about 3:30 in the afternoon. The cause, we don't know. It has spread to about 500 acres of mostly grass, brush, and wheatland on lands in both Douglas and Grant counties. What you see there is a live shot of the Baird Springs fire. That is what it's called, but as you can see, there doesn't seem to be much of a fire at all. They had over 100 firefighters at one point on the fire. They may have put it out. That's what it looked like yesterday at 4:15. State Route 28 between Rock Island and Quincy closed. because of the heavy smoke and the fire traffic. That way the first responders could get there. That shot, we believe, is from our Rock Island camera looking over towards the Trinidad area. So we had two angles for you. So as you can see, it took off quite a bit just in that 45 minutes between 3:30 to about 4:15. That shot is from 4:30. Again, from our Monument Hill camera, that's located out in Quincy, and then we go back to that live shot. Now, State Route 28 has been reopened. Of course, motorists advised to avoid the area if you can. At one point, there were level 3 evacuation notices for a couple of homes in the area. That has now been downgraded to level 1. No structures damaged, no injuries reported. And as you can tell by the live shot we just saw, we don't see any smoke. We don't see any flame. By what we see, and again, we're just spitballing here, but it looks like they may have actually put it out, the Baird Springs fire. But for a while there yesterday afternoon, it looked pretty dicey indeed. Yeah, it's high fire danger, and effective immediately, Chelan County is raising the fire danger from moderate to high. Public Works crews will be putting up signs on county roads with the new fire level. That restricts campfires to designated campgrounds and fire rings. It also restricts off-road vehicle use, all outdoor fires, and of course fireworks. Chelan County Fire Marshal Bob Plum says it's normal to raise the fire danger this time of the year. More information is available on the Public Works website. Be careful out there, my friends. Well, the man who confessed to setting the Sleepy Hollow fire just about 3 years ago today was sentenced yesterday to in Chelan County Superior Court. 39-year-old Jeremy Kendall has been ordered by Judge Robert McSeveny to serve 27 months in prison with 18 months of supervision after he's released.
Well, the case is closed after Kendall pleaded guilty to the first-degree arson charge. The 39-year-old Wenatchee man appeared in court after he was determined to be mentally competent to stand trial. He had earlier confessed to police that he intentionally set the June 2015 wildfire that destroyed 30 homes and other structures. Several Broadview subdivision homeowners attended today's hearing, and their representative, Jim Huffman, spoke on their behalf.
Through the course of the year that I worked with the neighborhood, I got to know these folks very well, and I really admire their strength and their courage. And most of the healing process was associated with them being able to once again empower themselves to have some control in their life, because all of that had essentially been taken away. Having to deal with insurance carriers, finding new places to live, all of those events made them feel pretty powerless.
Just prior to handing down his sentence, Judge McSeveny also urged Kendall to face the gallery and apologize to the victims face-to-face.
Mr. Kendall, you could face those victims and tell them yourself.
This is something I normally would never do. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for everything you lost. I'm sorry that this took place and did what it did to your lives. If I could take anything back, it's this. I'm so sorry.
McSeveny said he sympathizes with the plight of the victims, but he conceded that he's limited to what he can do under the state's standardized sentencing guidelines.
So this sentence, I think anybody looking at the aftermath of this fire and looking at the sentencing range probably is somewhat shocked that that's all that happens to somebody. And I'm not faulting it here in any way, but I'm just simply saying that the law as enacted sets this penalty within those parameters.
The judge also acknowledged Kendall's history of mental health problems. He was sent to Eastern State Hospital after he confessed to setting the fire and has since undergone treatment, and part of his sentence requires him to be continually monitored and medicated. The judge has also ordered Kendall to reappear for a restitution hearing in September to decide if he should be required to pay restitution. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Thank you very much, Steve. We appreciate it. It's that time of the year again. People are setting off fireworks, and that can cause a lot of distress for your pets, especially dogs. NCW Life's Megan McPherson got some advice from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society on how to keep your pets comfortable during this time, as well as what to do if they go missing.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We are here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Renee, now is the time of year where people are lighting off lots of fireworks, and that tends to scare a lot of pets. Do you have any advice for pet owners in regards to fireworks?
Yeah, as a general rule, fireworks are fun for people, but they can really be scary for animals. They're very sudden and loud and just really unexpected. So the first thing that we recommend from the shelter is to leave your pets at home, especially if you're going down to the park to watch fireworks. It's hot out, there's a lot of people, and those can cause distress in animals as well as loud noises. 4th of July is one of the busiest nights of the year for animal care and control between found pets and lost pets. And so if you can leave your pets at home in a nice secure room that's quiet and safe, has maybe some extra pillows, some music playing in the background, those are great things to do if you know you're going to be out for the evening. Take your dog for a walk or play with your cat at home, you know, tired animals or happy animals. So those can help kind of reduce that stress too.
And if your pet goes missing or if you find a stray pet, what should you do?
The first thing you can do is look at their license. If they have one of the new green animal care and control licenses, they have QR codes on the back. You can scan with your phone, and as long as the owner has uploaded their information, you can call the 800 number and they can get a hold of the pet owner. The other thing you can do is call Animal Care and Control. They can come get the animal, but again, they are very busy that evening, so it can take some time. If you've lost your pet, definitely make sure you go to our website, fill out a form with pictures. It's always helpful. If you found a pet, you can also do that. If you can home it for the evening, that's also helpful. You can just upload the pictures and say that the animal is with you. And if you have lost a pet, come in on the 5th and see if we have it here.
Thank you very much, Megan. Yesterday's pre-dawn power outage in South Wenatchee was captured by one of our Sky-Fi cameras. Check that out. That's slowed down a little bit so you can really get an idea of it. That was that flash at the Chelan County PUD substation and the resulting blackout of the service area. About 2,700 customers were affected. As you can see, the video will also show a time lapse as the power was restored in phases. The power was out for about an hour for most customers. Pretty spectacular. And by the way, you can look at that on our Facebook page. It's got a lot of people who checked it out, that power outage, but everything is back to normal. And that is news at, well, we don't know what time it is after the hour. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll do sports and everything else you're used to. Don't forget, if you're out and about today and you find some pretty good video, take it on your camera and send it to us. You can contact us any number of ways. You can get a hold of us via email, news@ncwlife.com. News@ncwlife.com is our email address. You can also private message us on our Facebook page. You can go to our Twitter handle. You can go to the Contact Us icon on our website, ncwlife.com, ncwlife.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the Contact Us. You can either submit a news tip or just send us a message, and we will get it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Holiday Edition on this 4th of July, 2018. Sports is next.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
On July 4th, the United States of America turns 242 years old, and once again this year, the NCW Life Channel will bring you live coverage of the fireworks show from Chelan County PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, courtesy of these fine sponsors.
Young Bucks Landscaping and Tree Service, providing the Wenatchee Valley with quality landscape services. Vomitos Junk Haulers and Moving Service. There's never a job too big or small for Vomitos Junk Haulers and Moving Services.
Coverage begins July the 4th at 9:30 on the NCW Life Channel.
Fair skies and 57 degrees, sunshine this morning, increasing clouds throughout the day. By the time we get to late afternoon and into the early evening hours, it will be mostly cloudy. Highs will be in the lower 80s. No wind in the forecast. Fireworks are going to be a go tonight at Walla Walla Point Park. Biggest crowd of the year every year has been that at the Paul Thomas Senior Field. Fireworks night last night. Sellout crowd, over 2,100 in hand. Unfortunately, the Wenatchee Apple Sox dropped a back-and-forth affair with the Yakima Valley Pippins, 10-9 in 11 innings last night. 7 ties or lead changes. The most dramatic, the Apple Sox struck for 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to tie the game up. However, it wouldn't be enough. Both teams scored in the 10th. Yakima Valley scored the game winner in the top of the 11th with 2 outs. The Apple Sox put 2 people on in the bottom of the 11th, but they couldn't get them across the plate. So a tough loss for the Wenatchee Apple Sox, but a great fireworks show afterwards. Exciting back and forth affair. It went 11 innings. In fact, they didn't even get the fireworks up and running until about 11:15 last night. It was a long night. Again, tough night for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. The rubber match between these two teams tonight at 7:05 at Paul Thomas Senior Field. Wade LeBlanc had a contract extension yesterday, and that's good for Wade. And then he went and celebrated by going out and just pitching a gem, making 8 in a row for the Seattle Mariners. They defeated the Angels 4-1. That is their longest winning streak in a couple of years. And they're now 24 games over 500, 55-31. By the way, Houston did beat the Rangers to retain that half game lead over Seattle, but this is just as important. The Mariners keep putting more and more distance between themselves and the Angels in the wild card race. The Halos are back to 500 at 43-43. Wade LeBlanc allowed just 3 hits and 1 run, a solo home run, and that was it. He's now 4-0 on the year with a 3.19 ERA. The Mariners scored 3 runs in the first off Andrew Heaney. A 2-run bases-loaded double by Kyle Seager was the big blow. Nelson Cruz had a solo home run as well. Edwin Diaz closed out the 9th for his major league leading 33rd save. The Mariners are 41-0 when Edwin Diaz enters the game with the lead. One more game today. The Mariners will send Mike Leake to the hill. First pitch, by the way, it's an afternoon game. First pitch is scheduled for 1:10 in the afternoon. So a heartbreaking extra inning loss for the Apple Sox, but the Mariners take care of the Angels baseball, the All-American game on this, America's 242nd birthday, and that's the obscure holiday of the day today. It's Independence Day. Everybody calls it the 4th of July. It's called, of course, Independence Day. July 4th, 1776, we told King George we want a divorce, and here it is in writing. One interesting thing about the Declaration of Independence, very few people know this. I looked this up online, so it has to be true. The original Declaration of Independence, the very bottom of it, had tear-off coupons for discount drinks at a local Philadelphia alehouse. But they were all taken. I made that up. Happy birthday, America. Try not to blow up too much of it with your fireworks tonight, all right? Let's do Today in History. It is July 4th. 2018, July 4th, 1776, 242 years ago, the United States Declaration of Independence was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. It's kind of strange. John Adams always thought it would be July 2nd because it was on July 2nd is when the Continental Congress actually declared their freedom from Great Britain. That's when the resolution was approved. John Adams always thought July 2nd would be marked as the national holiday and our nation's birthday, but it wasn't signed by John Hancock until July the 4th. That painting there is a wonderful painting, very historic. It's also not true because most of the members of the Continental Congress signed a version of the Declaration of Independence. They had to do some edits, spell check, stuff like that. They didn't do that until August in Philadelphia. The names of the signers weren't released publicly until 1777. I mean, who's kidding who? If they didn't win the war, they were signing their very own death warrant. So the famous painting that you see there showing everybody signing the Declaration on July 4th, 1776 didn't happen, but it's still a cool painting. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday to West Point. The United States Military Academy at West Point opened on this date 216 years ago, July the 4th, 1802. The tradition of class rings started at West Point. Before any other college, West Point was the first college to hand out class rings in 1835. 74 Medal of Honor recipients graduated from West Point, 3 presidents, 18 astronauts, 5 of them have been to the moon, all graduated from West Point. The United States Military Academy is 216 years old today. I think most people know this fact, July the 4th, 1826, 50 years to the day of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. The second president of the United States, John Adams, died, and the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, also died. They both died on the same day. Thomas Jefferson died before John Adams. John Adams' last words on his deathbed, Thomas Jefferson lives. He did not know, of course, that Thomas Jefferson had passed away a few hours before. Kind of an interesting fact. Two of the founding fathers died on the same day, 192 years ago today. And today is the anniversary of baseball's Gettysburg Address, between doubleheaders between the New York Yankees and the Washington Senators on July the 4th, 1939, Lou Gehrig Day held at Yankee Stadium. He had recently been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Everybody knew it. They knew his time was limited. His famous luckiest man on the face of the earth speech, officially retiring from Major League Baseball. His number 4 was retired. The first person in sports ever to have their number retired, Lou Gehrig, 79 years ago today, declared himself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. And finally, birthdays. At whatever time it is, we don't know. Nobody's watching, right? Let's do some birthdays. Calvin Coolidge, that's right, the 30th president of the United States, was born on the 4th of July, as George M. Cohen once wrote. He assumed the presidency upon the death of Warren G. Harding. Harding's death was very sudden. Calvin Coolidge was on vacation. He was visiting his family home in Vermont. They had no telephone, they had no electricity, no way to get a hold of him. Basically, a messenger tracked him down and said, "The president is dead, you are now the president." His dad, Calvin Coolidge's dad, was a justice of the peace. So he administered the oath of office to his son. Believe it or not, in the wee small hours of the morning, he is the only president who was sworn into office by his father. And then it was all said and done, and maybe it was indicative of President Coolidge's presidency as a whole. He took the oath of office, and then he went back to bed. Silent Cal, born in the state in 1872, didn't live very long. He died at the age of 60 in 1933. George Steinbrenner, the boss, the owner of the New York Yankees, the principal owner and managing general partner of the New York Yankees from 1973 until his death. During his tenure as the owner, the Yankees won 11 pennants and 7 World Championships. He purchased the Yankees from CBS for $8.8 million in 1973. Today, the Yankees are worth $4 billion, 20% more valuable than any other team in Major League Baseball. So, love the Yankees or hate the Yankees, love George or hate George. He made a pretty good business decision back in January of 1973. George Steinbrenner would have been 88 years old today. All right, we're going to take a break. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. The topic today is heaven and hell. Where's Mike going? Maybe we'll get a preview. And then we got a couple of features coming your way. My interview with Shiloh Shower as we get ready for the big party today and tonight at the Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park. We'll play that for you again. And also, you'll get a sneak peek of the feature that my producer 3M and I put together for you for tonight's broadcast that we're going to bring to you from the roof of the town here at the center. Both of those items of interest coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your stoke?
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
Hi everyone, Brent. Hey, don't mind, we're just making a commercial here, Randall. You're okay. Hi everyone, Brent here. You're gonna love this. When you see this, come down and see us behind Nissan. I can do it. I can do it. The all-new 2018 Nissan. That's done, I'm done. We can't do it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee. Better performance, better proof.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to come down and check out what we're all about at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Great beer, good food, and an endless source of entertainment for the whole family. Our Honey Blonde beer is flying off the shelves at your local grocery store. But I tell you what, it's even better on tap. And while you're here, try our signature Badger sauce with one of our delicious meals. Whether you're in the mood for a wrap, salad, pizza, or nachos, Badger Mountain Brewing has what you're looking for.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. You know, well, we've been wrong about heaven and hell. I realize that we've been taught about these places. It's really screwed up. First of all, hell isn't hot. No, it's not. I mean, you're supposed to be miserable there, right? So instead of being hot, hell must be colder than a well digger's butt with slush, ice, and terminally cold, wet feet. And heaven is supposed to be paradise, right? A place where you're both really comfortable, happy, and thrilled to be there. Okay. So heaven has got to be a place where it's warm, with warm salt water, cold beer, and garlic shrimp. But you know what else is going to be in heaven? Roller coasters, yes! Wild, crazy, upside down, and corkscrew roller coasters with never a line you have to wait in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Heaven. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that is my opinion.
Vominos junk haulers are pleased to announce they've added moving services to their list of ways to make your life easier. Vominos Moving Service. No move is too big or small. In fact, Vominos does it all. Vominos employees are experienced at moving your home, office, business, and storage. They'll carefully load and unload your belongings. And for the do-it-yourselfers, Vominos also rents trucks and cargo trailers. Call Vominos Junk Haulers and Moving Service today to schedule your free estimate.
Boating is a great way to bring family and friends together. At Bobfile Boats and Motors, they have the boats for any lifestyle: fishing, wakeboarding, or just relaxing on the water. Buying a new boat is more affordable than you might think at Bobfile Boats and Motors. Online at bobfile.com or on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bobfile Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
It is Friday as we tape this, Friday, June 29th, and for the next 5.5, 6 days, the area that you see behind me, the spit at Walla Walla Point Park will be closed to the public, and for good reason. There's going to be a lot of fireworks out there, and so people don't really get a chance to see how they put the whole fireworks show together. The truck show came in from Spokane earlier in the day, and they have the fireworks getting ready to be unloaded. But first things first, on this Friday, they have to build the infrastructure, the actual part where the fireworks will rest on, and they have to put it on a whole bunch of sand for a very good reason. Because last May, they lost a whole bunch of sand. We went out on the spit and we talked to Kaylee Boggs in charge of pyrotechnics. We're here with Kylie Boggs, the head pyrotechnic lady, licensed and bonded, I'm sure, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, whatever. This is the very beginning of what you're going to be working on between now and Wednesday the 4th. For our viewers at home, explain exactly what is going on behind us.
Okay, so our island, because we had such bad flooding this year, completely washed away. And so the PUD has been out here for the last couple weeks building the rocks back up for us. What we're doing now is putting down a layer of sand behind us, and then we're going to start building our boxes that we shoot out of. It's just sand boxes that we're building essentially. Our product over here, which I'm sure you'll see later, there's different size tubes, and that's the different fireworks, different styles and sizes shoot out of throughout the show. That's what we're going to be working on today, is just getting the bones of the fireworks show built.
So the sand was here for quite some time from previous fireworks displays out here in the spit, and then with the May floods, it just was all gone.
That is correct. So this island was originally just a rock structure, and any sand that was out here was actually brought out by previous firework crews and workers. When we started the fireworks show, I want to say it was 30-odd years ago. And so because of the flooding, again, it all went downhill. Yeah.
So why sand? Why can't you just set your boxes up on the already existing rock? Why do you have to bring sand in?
Because of the concussive force of the firework, the sand absorbs and disperses basically the oomph that the firework puts out to get into the air. And so if we just were to shoot on rocks, they can shift out of the way. They can cause our tubes actually to break, which causes problems on the island, things you don't want to happen. So
a little bit about you while we have you here, Kylie. How did you get into the pyrotechnic business to begin with?
So I have been doing pyrotechnics in various forms for 14 years. I started out as a volunteer. I was actually a tech crew member. Like many of the members are they are tech crew kids. And James Wallace Jr., his father was actually the one who decided, hey, let's try to have a fireworks show out here, James Wallace Sr. He asked me if I wanted to come out and spend a couple days in the sun playing in some dirt and seeing what's going to happen. And I just got hooked. I just love it. I love, it is hard work, but it's worth it. It's worth for our community. It's just a great group of people out here. We love coming out and putting in some hard work, but it's worth it in the end. So
this is basically the beginning. This is the foundation. So you're going to be laying down the sand. You're going to grade it. How much sand?
So we normally bring out between 40 and 60 yards of sand. That's on a good year, and that's just to put in our boxes so it absorbs the force. But because we are just at River Rock right now, we have had to double it. I think we've had 7 dump trucks, and each dump truck holds 30 yards at a time. They haven't all been full, but we're probably easily at 120, 140 yards of sand out here.
Preparations continue for the big day tomorrow. You can't have entertainment on the stage unless you have a stage. Kylie Boggs is back with me. Your army of volunteers behind us. Where did you find all these strapping young men and women?
We have a legion of volunteers today, and we have volunteers from the inmate crew. We have volunteers from a local Mormon organization. Lots of different church organizations are stepping forward. And we have my very tired pyrotechnic crew out here putting their thumb in another pie and putting the scaffolding up for our sound for later today for the symphony rehearsal.
It's a lot of man hours you guys put in over the next, since they started setting it up last week, all the way through the 5th when you have to break all this stuff down again. That's a lot of people.
It is, and they're all volunteering their hours, and we're extremely gracious. And I think we have 22 people out here this morning, so we have a lot of hands.
The weather looks fantastic for tomorrow night. The last time we saw you was on Friday. So we're going to go out here in the spit in just a couple of minutes. And what are we going to see when we go out there from when we saw you last time?
So we have built our sandboxes. We have the mortars loaded. For most of them, we're going to have some of our kids are going to be wiring. Some of our kids are going to be moving racks around. We call them nesting, when you put the shells on top and look at the designs, see what you're going to shoot into the air. And then they're going to be dropping product, wiring, just final steps.
So what do you say we head out to the spit?
Okay, sounds like a good plan.
And through the miracle of modern technology, just like that, we're out here on the spit once again with Kylie. It looks like you've made a lot of progress since we last visited you kids out here on Friday.
We have, yep. Like I said, we got sandboxes built, product is in, ready to get wired, and just finishing finale today.
So all of this is going to be live at about 9:50-ish or so, give or take a couple, because we want it completely dark before you shoot off the fireworks. The Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra will be performing live on the stage that's being set up as we speak. How does that whole thing work out? How do you and Nick Kali, the great conductor of the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, how do you guys coordinate all that stuff? How do you know what shell goes up when, what music they're going to play? How does all that work?
So I have been meeting with the symphony, with Nick and Terry Snyder, for the last couple weeks, and I have copies of their scores, of their music, so I have the conductor's scores, and I've been going through listening to what they're playing, what they're taking out, their tempo changes, all of that. And what will happen is, as they're playing, I have a live feed running in my ear because there is a delay coming across the water. And so I'll be following along in the score, and I've marked in, like, this is where I want this to happen, this is where I want this to happen, and just taken into account live music and lift times, because every shell lifts at a different time before it explodes. So it's all very live.
And even though the Symphony Orchestra is going to be rehearsing, as a matter of fact, today, you don't get a rehearsal. This has got to work the first and only time, doesn't it?
Yes, there's no rehearsal for fireworks, not so much. We have a small rehearsal tonight. We have an apple sock show, which is we love to do every year. We go out and we shoot after their baseball game. And so I'll have some of the fresh turned 18-year-olds, kids that have been working on this site for years. They'll be out there, and other volunteers from the community, they'll come out and they'll shoot that show. And that's kind of our warm-up, get ready, here comes the big one. So what we have here, these are our boxes. The black, they're called slats, is how we power the fireworks. What we'll do is we'll take, each of these shells has an electric and a black match option. If we were to go along with a lighter and want to fire them, we would hit the black match powder, which is just black powder compressed into a paper fibrous material. Going with an electric show like this one, we're going to actually wire each shell individually into the slats. So as I'm going along and I press which shell I want to go when, it will send an electric pulse, and it will actually send that firework up. So some of our fireworks, like this one, this is our smallest fireworks out here, is a 3-inch. It's a half lemon peony, half magenta peony with strobing crackling pistol with rising blue chrysalis tail.
Sounds like something you plant in your garden. That'll be beautiful in April, won't it?
It's gorgeous, yes. So this one is a multi-stage shell. So you'll see, like it says, it'll start out, it'll burst yellow, it'll turn purple in the air. It will have a blue tail, so that's what you see as it rises. So, and it'll strobe, so you'll see it going in and out. 6 inches are always the favorite. They're the largest ones. We last year tried out a new firework out here called a water cake. A cake is just a large stockpile of fireworks fired at the same time, essentially. And what that one does is it shoots over the lagoon, and it waits a second, and then the whole lagoon glows with fireworks. So
this is a big baby right here.
It is. This is a 6-inch shell. So this one is a golden spider with green strobe pistol. So what this one will do is, like I said, 6-inch. It'll be the largest ones in the sky. It will burst and look like spider legs coming out from a body. And then it will burst yellow, and then the legs will turn green as they come closer to the ground.
I can't wait. I can tell you that. Let's fire one of these babies off. Let's see. Nah, let's not. One last question for you. In fact, if you want to look right into the lens, what kind of show, talk to folks, what kind of show are they going to expect Wednesday night at 10-ish?
A fantastic one. You're going to see one that hopefully will be greatly mixed with the symphony. You're going to see a lot of volunteer hours gone into something that's really cool, that is great for our community to celebrate every year. So
I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you for letting us come out here in this restricted area, people. Passes only. Don't come out here and run around. In fact, they got people camping out here to make sure nobody's going to come out and do anything nonsensical like me. All right, have fun and happy birthday, America.
On July 4th, the United States of America turns 242 years old, and once again this year, the NCW Life Channel will bring you live coverage of the fireworks show from Chelan County PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, courtesy of these fine sponsors.
Columbia Valley Community Health, your premier healthcare provider, including dental care for all ages. Call 662-6000. Town Nissan, your local Nissan dealer where honesty and transparency come first.
Coverage begins July the 4th at 9:30 on the NCW Life Channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. The Icicle Creek Chamber Music Festival is Friday, July 6th and Saturday, July 7th at the Canyon Run Recital Hall in Leavenworth. Head to icicle.org for tickets and additional performance dates. Nutcracker Day is Saturday at the Leavenworth Nutcracker Museum from 11 to 4. Learn about the history of nutcrackers, and the kids can even make their own. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Sign up for the 7th Annual CCA Wenatchee Salmon Derby, July 20th through the 21st. With $7,400 in cash and prizes, this is the local event you can't afford to miss. Fish the Columbia River from the top of Rock Island Dam to the bottom of Wells Dam for your chance to win up to 5 place prizes for the heaviest fish and heaviest boat weight. Buy your tickets online, Hooked on Toys, or Sportsman's Warehouse. Help support our region's marine resources. Fish the Wenatchee Salmon Derby.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. In the interest of full disclosure, the vast majority of the interviews conducted on this program are done live in our studio here in beautiful downtown Wenatchee. But every once in a while, we have to pre-tape the interviews simply because my guests go, you have to be 6:45 in the morning. Sometimes it just doesn't work for them. This is one of those examples because although my guest is Shiloh Shower, we all know Shiloh, we're taping this at Monday the 2nd at about 10 o'clock in the morning because we're real busy. And that's the only time we could get her in. Hi, Shiloh. It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me back, Dan.
So here we go. This is it. The preparations have been made. The T's have been crossed. The I's have been dotted. Are we ready for a party on Wednesday?
I'm ready. I'm just hoping you all are going to show up. Come join us. And if you can't come join us, I'm hoping you're going to be watching Dan live that night here on NCW Life.
I'm secondary. I'm going to be there hosting from the roof of the Town Toyota Center. And by the way, thank you, Mark Miller and the crew at the Town Toyota Center for allowing us to take over their fine complex for the day. But it's about the fireworks. It all builds up to the fireworks. These we had a chance to go out and interview Kylie Boggs and her crew out on the spit. These people seem to know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. This is the benefit of having a professional pyrotechnician. And a lot of folks, you know, are disappointed they can't light off their personal fireworks this year here in Wenatchee, but there's a reason for that. We love our town. We love our nice greenish brown hills. We don't want them colored in orange. We don't want fires happening, and we are totally regulated by the fire marshal. And Kylie and her team spend hours and hours and hours not only preparing for this amazing show, but then getting it all set up and ready to go safely. So no one
and it's at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park, which is a spectacular venue. It can't get any better than that.
It can't, and if you haven't had the chance to come down in years, I just invite you to come join us. It takes my breath away whenever that first firework goes off and the symphony is playing. It's magical. It's magical to be there with your friends and your neighbors and just be up close and watching them overhead. It's something absolutely spectacular.
The Wenatchee Valley Symphony is sponsored, by the way, by the Wenatchee Valley Medical Group. They've been rehearsing. Nick Lee and the gang getting ready to go, and they're the culmination as they're live on the stage. You can also listen to it on our friends at Coho, and we'll be simulcasting that. But there is entertainment pretty much all day long. It begins on the stage for, 3:45, and then pretty much constant all the way through to the end.
We do. We actually had another band come in, Hot Dog Kitty.
Okay.
Not heard Hot Dog Kitty,
there
but
they are.
they're coming in, I think, about 2:15, 2:30. Prior to that, if you are wanting to get your morning run in, you can do the 4th of July run down out of Pybus. If you are a veteran or someone in your family is a veteran, take it down to Pybus to the Cache Valley Bank Heroes Breakfast. Happens that morning. Or if you've got a real good, spitter on you, you can do the Cherry Pit Spit contest. Say that 10 times fast, Dan.
Cherry.
Yeah,
No, I can't do that.
I can't do it either. So there's things happening throughout the valley all day long, and then we kind of kick things off with a dunk tank. I think your brother's in the dunk tank at 2:30. You want to throw a softball at the mayor? You can do that.
I did that all the time when I was a kid.
So we have folks in the dunk tank all day. We thank Serve Wenatchee Valley for hosting that for us. We'll have Hello Hot Kitty, or Hello Hot Dog Kitty, I guess it is, sorry guys, on stage, and then all sorts of things happening from that point on.
There seems to be a lot more than there has been in years past. Dunk tank, boxed hockey, face painting, toys, there's food, and of course,
the
for
circus.
the first circus, and a beer and wine garden.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
all. That's new.
That's new for us. We're so grateful for our friends at Confluence Rotary who are putting this on. They've got a great plan, some really good local beer that they'll be featuring, and with every glass of beer, you get a bottle of water. So we encourage you to stay hydrated that afternoon. But yeah, so they're going to kick off at 3. We'll have live entertainment, and they're going to do last call at 8, which will allow folks to finish up while Pre-Funk, who's our headliner band at 7 o'clock, goes until about 9:15 before the big show happens. And so it should be a fun day at the park.
And the weather's going to be perfect. Sunshine, lower 80s, light and variable wind. You remember how hot it was last year?
Yes, I do.
It was unbearably
The very
hot.
first year it was so hot, we ended up with folks in the back of the ambulance with heat stroke. So I'm glad that's not going to be
It's going to be very, very comfortable. Indeed. Special thanks to Salcedo Enterprises. They're the title sponsor. We want to thank Malachi and his crew.
Absolutely. They're going to be down there that day. They're going to take over Shelter 2 and have a company party, so we're excited about that. And we are just so grateful for all of the support from community members, small business, large corporations. This doesn't happen without you. It happens for you, but it wouldn't be possible without your contribution.
Speaking of that, since you're the fundraiser chairwoman of this fine organization, how are we doing for dough?
We're doing okay. I mean, we're going to be able to pay all the bills. This is the time that we ask folks to continue to put their contributions in because it gets us set up for the following year. We have to purchase the fireworks in January, and so we always try to go in with about $20,000 towards next year's festival so we can make sure those are covered. We get our spot in line and get the best deal possible. And so we're approaching that goal pretty closely. So if you haven't already sent in your donation, you can do that either by visiting the website, WenatcheeValley4th.com. There's a great Donate to the Cause button right there on the homepage. Or you can just mail a check to the Community Foundation in North Central Washington and put 4th of July in the memo field, and they'll get it to us. And everything's tax deductible, which is awesome.
Housekeeping, 2 things. Number 1, don't bring your dogs, please. Don't bring your dogs.
And we have a really good feature button now on the website as well, pet safety. So it can give you some good tips like take Fido out for a big walk in the morning while it's still cool, get him tired, get him set up for the rest of the day. Leave him home with some music on. Put on Coho 101. Let him listen to the show live, if you will. But don't bring him down to the park.
Don't bring him to the park. It's just not a good idea. Fireworks are loud, and the concussions can be difficult.
And then there's lots of people. I mean, at the height of the show, we have about 15,000 people down there, and that crowd, a lot of dogs don't do well in large crowds. So.
But I got to tell you one thing, fireworks are best close up. I mean, if you're at Walla Walla Point Park and you laid out on your blanket and you got your snacks and your beverages and you're watching the fireworks, it's the only way to watch fireworks, is being right there.
It is, and you are just, it's just such an amazing sensation, the whole thing. The sitting underneath them and listening to the music and just being in that space, celebrating our nation's birthday. I'm just kind of a geek that way. I love this holiday because of what it represents.
We talked about this last time you were here. We'll talk about it one more time. Parking, the best thing to do is just park at Shopko and take the shuttle because you've made it easier than ever this year.
Yes, so 7 p.m. They're going to start an hour early. They're going to start running from Shopko at 7. The last bus will leave Shopko at 9:30. We strongly encourage you to use that opportunity. We will close parking at the park most likely at about 5. It fills up. So So once the parking lot there is full at Walla Walla, we'll close it. You can park at Town Toyota Center. There's some other parking lots that are doing some fundraisers down on Walla Walla Avenue, but honestly, to beat sitting in traffic, we give priority exit to the buses. So you get the nice chauffeur in, and then you get the nice chauffeur out, and you're waving at everybody sitting in the line while you're going up the down and out onto Walla Walla Ave. So
and how much does the shuttle cost,
it's
Michelle?
free.
There you go.
It's absolutely free.
In
So
fact,
we thank our friends at Link for providing that
outside
for us.
of the beer garden, of course, if you want to buy food, and they're going to have lots of food,
Yes.
Dippin' Dots, pizza, food, taco truck, whatever. It costs money, obviously, and the beer and wine garden costs money. But if you're just going to go there and hang out, there's no charge.
No charge.
Everything's free,
Everything's
with the
free.
exception of your food and your drink and whatever else you want to
We
do.
have a lot of folks that bring their coolers in and do all that stuff, and it's phenomenal. It's fun to see all the families down there gathering.
And the dunk tank is a fundraiser.
Yes.
So basically, do you have any number of nonprofits who take a turn at it? Is there one is going to do the whole
So
thing?
Sir Wenatchee Valley is doing the whole thing,
Okay.
and they are donating the proceeds back to us, and I have a feeling we'll be donating some of the proceeds back to them. For
Tom
their
called me
help.
up, Tom Nees, and said, "Can you do it? Can you do the dunk tank?" And I said, "I can't because I'm working, unfortunately, on Wednesday night." And I think we'll close out with that. So here's a friendly reminder: Coho, 101.1 on your FM dial, and NCW Live will be both going live simultaneously at 9:30. I'll be hosting our broadcast coverage from the roof of the Town Toyota Center, where we were last year, because we discovered the best way to film fireworks is be at the same level where they explode.
Hey!
If you're filming fireworks like that, it didn't quite work
give you
that
the
way.
same effect.
Doesn't give you the same effect. So we'll take to the air at 9:30, as will Coho. Coho have their programming. We'll have ours. And about 9:48-ish or so, we'll tap into Coho's audio feed, and so you can if you can't make it for whatever reason, you can watch it live on the NCW Live channel. Again, about 9:48, 9:50, give or take a couple, and we will have Coho's audio simulcast on our TV station. So thanks to Elliot and Randy and the crew there. Did we get everything? I haven't. I have a feeling we're forgetting something.
I think we actually got it all, and I just want to thank you all for your support this year. You're going to be our entertainment stage sponsor, the big one, celebrating
There we
35
go.
years, which is awesome.
Yep.
And so I just am feeling good. The team's working really hard. They're super excited for another great year, and we just hope you all will come down and join us.
If people want to say, hey, I specifically want to see Brittany Jean, or I specifically want to see Jason Sims, the magician, or Elbow the Clown, can they look at the schedule online?
A couple things. They can look at it online,
Okay.
or they can download the Wenatchee Valley app. And so we have a Visit Wenatchee app, and the Container app is going to have all of the information, all the schedule, all that kind of stuff, so they can do that as well.
Cool. Everybody have fun. Be safe, please. And sometime, I know you're busy, but maybe sometime at the end of the week, early next week, we'll get together again and find out how it went.
Absolutely.
Fair
We'd
enough?
love it. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
And we are back live here from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, flying the plane solo today. In fact, the offices are closed. The only people who were dumb enough to come into work was Kat and myself. But we got a busy day for you. Let's go ahead and wrap up this program, first of all, with your weather forecast, because a lot of people are going to be outdoors barbecuing and playing with fireworks safe and sanely, we hope, and legally and all that stuff. Your forecast for this Independence Day is calling for increasing clouds. We have quite a bit of sunshine this morning. That is going to change. Your timeline is Mostly sunny skies until about noon. You're going to notice the clouds will be thickening up. And by the time we get to 3 o'clock this afternoon, it is going to be mostly cloudy skies, and it's going to stay that way really for the rest of the afternoon, into the evening hours, and all the way into early on Thursday morning, and the sunshine will be right back. But the key is there's no wind. There is no wind at all, and that's the only thing that can really put the kibosh on a big fireworks display that we are expecting tonight, and there is no wind at all in the forecast. By the time the fireworks go off proper, about 10 minutes to 10 tonight, it'll be still in the 70s. It'll be about 72 or 73 degrees, because as we gradually warm up to that high of 83, the cloud cover is going to hold the heat in. So there you go. Increasing clouds for the course of the day today. If you're looking for lots of sunshine, your best bet is to go out and do it right now. By the time we get to late afternoon, early evening, the clouds will be in control, but there is no rain in the forecast. And then, of course, a hot one on Thursday, hottest day of the year so far. Gradual cooling, no wind, no rain for the foreseeable future, but it will be fairly cloudy tonight, which might make for still a pretty spectacular show. I mean, you know, I'm guessing that the fireworks as they explode might reflect off the clouds, the high clouds. That would be a little added touch. Yes, next time you will see us is tonight at 9:30 from the roof of the Town Toyota Center. Thank you to the Town Toyota Center for allowing us to set up there just like we did last year. Also, thank you to Coho Radio. Regardless of where you're at, even if you're not watching it on television, if you're just going to watch it either in person at Walla Walla Point Park, you'll be able to hear the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, because they'll be performing live on the stage at Chelan PUD's Walla Walla Point Park. So you'll be able to hear them through this big professional sound system anywhere in the park, or you can tune into Coho Radio at 101.1, and they will be broadcasting the Wenatchee Valley Symphony's performance in conjunction and tied into, choreographed if you will, with the fireworks display, and we will have that audio feed from Coho also playing on our television broadcast. Thank you to our sponsors, by the way. No sponsors and we can't put this on for you tonight. Young Bucks Landscaping and Tree Service, Vominos, Junk Haulers, the Walkabout Grill, Wenatchee Dental Arts, Columbia Valley Community Health, Town Nissan, and by Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee. Everybody have a great Independence Day and a great 4th of July. Hopefully we'll see you tonight at 9:30. Until then, take care and bye-bye.